It started with small things, just little details I could brush off as forgetfulness. I'd come home from work, and the door to my basement would be cracked open. I never went down there. The house was old, the stairs creaked, and the basement was basically just a storage space filled with dust and boxes. At first, I thought I was imagining it. Maybe I had forgotten to close the door. I live alone, so there's no one else to blame but myself, right? But then things escalated. One night, I came home late after meeting some friends for drinks. It was cold outside, the wind howling through the trees. The moment I stepped inside, I felt it, a shift in the air. The house was darker than usual, quieter, like it was holding its breath. I glanced at the basement door. This time, it wasn't just cracked open. It was wide open, yawning like a black hole in the floor. I flicked on the hallway light and stared at the door, half expecting to see something slither out of the darkness. Nothing. But the longer I looked, the more certain I became that something was down there. A rational person would have just closed the door and ignored it. But curiosity, it's a dangerous thing. I grabbed the flashlight from the kitchen drawer and stood at the top of the stairs, shining the light down. The beam barely cut through the thick darkness, illuminating only the first few steps. The air coming from below was cold, like the basement was a tomb. I don't know what possessed me to go down. I wish I hadn't. With each step, the creaking wood underfoot made me more anxious, as if I was disturbing something that didn't want to be found. At the bottom of the stairs, I swept the flashlight around. Dust, old boxes, shelves, the usual. I started to turn back, but then something caught my eye. A small hole in the far corner, hidden behind some old furniture. I didn't remember seeing that hole before. I moved the furniture aside, heart pounding. The hole was small, just big enough to crawl through, and beyond it was a tunnel, leading further into the earth. How had I never noticed this? I shone the flashlight into the tunnel, but it didn't reach the end. There was something in there. I heard it before I saw it. A shuffling sound like someone moving. I froze. Then, slowly, a figure appeared in the beam of light, crawling toward me. I couldn't see its face, just its silhouette, dragging itself closer, hands gripping the dirt, legs bent at unnatural angles. I stumbled back, heart racing, but I couldn't move. I couldn't stop watching as the figure came closer. Then it spoke, in a voice that sounded like mine. "You shouldn't have come down here." It reached the edge of the tunnel, and for the first time, I saw its face. My face. Pale, gaunt, but unmistakably mine, staring up at me with hollow eyes. I ran. I don't know how I made it up the stairs without tripping, but I slammed the basement door shut and locked it, shaking. I couldn't hear anything on the other side, but I knew it was there. I was there, still in the basement, waiting. I've been hearing noises ever since. The creaking of floorboards, the soft scratching at the walls. I've tried to tell myself it's all in my head, but every night I hear it coming closer, moving through the walls, the floors, as if it's trying to find its way back up. Last night I woke up to find the basement door open again. This time, there was a note on the floor in handwriting that looked exactly like mine. "I'm coming upstairs. Follow for part 2."